Hello. Every year I like to make a Christmas card and send it out to friends and family. And this year I decided to make a video showing how I made the card, or at least a simplified version of the video, because people always ask me, how did I make that, or, what went into the process. So I figured it would be kind of fun to show how that all came about. So about a month ago, I was walking around a hardware store here and with my kids, and they happened to find this UTV that they sat inside and were just playing while I was looking at the tools at the store. Um, as they were playing around, they were just goofing around and pretending they were driving, and the staff in the store were having a blast with the kids having so much fun in the UTV. As I saw this, I thought, oh, this would be a great time to do a Christmas card with the kids in this vehicle. So, I kind of cued them to say, make some faces, act out some sort of scenarios in this vehicle so that I can use one of these photos in the Christmas card. So that's what I ended up doing. I ended up taking this photo here, which you can see here in Photoshop, and I started making some modifications to it. But before I even started, I decided that I needed some assets to add to this image to make it a Christmas card. So I opened up Bing and Copilot, which is now linked to Dolly, which lets you type in text to get it to generate random images. So, you can type in whatever you want as a suggestion and it will try to generate an image for you. So that's what I did. I used that quite a bit to cue it for different kinds of things that I knew I wanted to add to the Christmas card. So the first thing that I was looking for is some kind of background. And based on this photo, I was thinking that the kids are going to be driving off of a cliff or jumping over a ramp or something like that. So I cued Copilot to give me a jumping skier photo. Here's what it generated. You can see the skier happens to have 4 ski poles and I'm not sure 3 skis or something like that, but it was good enough for what I needed to use. So I took that image and I modified it by first removing the skier from the image, and then I stretched the top and bottom to fill the 5x7 space that I needed, since the Christmas cards that I'll be printing out will be 5x7 in size. Then I wanted to add a little house in the trees here, or actually behind the trees, but the house itself, to make it appear behind the trees, I had to cut out the trees and sort of put them in front. So that's what you see here. So now we have the house behind the trees. But we can see that the house itself is a little too dark. So I just bumped up the brightness of it to sort of blend in more with the whites in the scene. And then I added some speech bubbles here to the house. So that was the background. Then I brought in the car image. So sort of shrunk it down and rotated it, cut out the background so that you don't see the store. Instead, you just see the kids playing in the vehicle. The car itself, I had to separate into 2 layers. There's the main image and the trunk. So you see I cut the trunk out as a separate layer here, and you'll see why that's important in a second. In the trunk, I wanted to place a Christmas tree. So I cued the AI to generate a Christmas tree in the back of a pickup truck, and I just cut and pasted that image out. Actually, let me show you the images that so here's the raw image of the skier. There's the raw image of the kids in the truck, and here is the Christmas tree in the pickup truck that it generated for me. So I took that Christmas tree and flipped it, and I had to finish the peak of the star here because it was outside of the image range. So I just duplicated one of these corners and rotated it and put it on the peak. So there's our Christmas tree. Now, one of my kids likes pigs, so I decided that I would add a pig to the scene. So I cued the AI to generate a pig sitting on someone's lap, and I got this image. So I cut that image out and stuck it in the trunk, but I wanted the pig's feet to sort of dangle over top of the edge here. So I put that on a separate layer and put that over top. So we can see here now we've got the two layers, the front layer of the truck being used sometimes, and then the back layer for the back of the pickup truck, so that I could stick things in there. And then I wanted, make sure that the pig is behind this pole from the UTV as well. The wheels of the truck were stationary because in the store the vehicle wasn't moving, but I wanted to give the illusion that the thing was flying through the air because they were driving it. So I just blurred the images radially as well, so that it looks like the wheels themselves are kind of spinning. And then just to add a little bit of vibrance to the colors of my daughter's coat here, I just bumped those up to make it a little brighter. So that was the car. Then down here in the bottom, I decided to add in a little Santa painting on a tree. So that was another image that was auto-generated. Here's the raw image. I just cut out the background and pasted that into the scene. Nothing really fancy there. Then there was the whole snow trails. So right now, the main trail that we see coming out of the back here was from the skier jumping. But I wanted something else, so I put some images here of snow that I grabbed again from another image that was generated. This one happened to come from, I think it was this one here, yeah. So I cued the AI to generate a UTV driving through snow with presents in the back. So this is the image that it generated. I kind of like the big snowballs that were generated here on the side, so I cut those out and pasted them upside down here. They're a little dark, which I'll fix shortly, but then I also needed a few more for the front, so I just grabbed a brush, started brushing some snow underneath here, added some more over here, but then we can see that the darkness of this original image was too dark, so I lightened it up to sort of blend in everything in, as we see here. Finally, my other daughter, she likes cats, so I stuck a cat on the roof. This image came from another computer-generated image, this one here. So I just cut out the cat from the top of this truck, pasted it in there, flipped it over. Finally, added some text to the corners and the bottom, and lastly, added snow to the overall scene. So before that, it was just blue and kind of plain, and said, let's just add in some falling snow all the way through, and that was procedurally generated in Photoshop. So there we go. That's how I created the 2023 Christmas card.